Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. Wow, what a day. Action everywhere. Even before the Fed came out when the market was down, a lot of the stocks that we've been targeting had big moves. Stocks that were a little bit off the beaten path, but with the right setup and with the right plan, with the little homework, they work out. Okay, first thing I want to show you is a chart of the S&P, and then let's just go into what's been working and where the action is. So here you go with the S&P. Basically, we talked about this accelerated uptrend. I've talked about the support for the last 4 days. That was about 1303 in the SPX. I've been talking more about the spiders because we've been trading that. So I want to go to the spiders. That level was 130, 40 to 130.60. Today we went as low as 130.76, about 15 cents above the support, continuing to hold, and then pow, blast off. So again, as the uptrend remains intact, even though it's an accelerated one, you have to respect it. Guys trying to fight this trend, they're losing a lot of money because there's so much money out there. I'll tell you, Sterling was a champ today. Anyway, we closed strong. It can continue. So let me go to where some of the action was. First things first, DNDN. Started buying it yesterday. Decent little follow through today. So here you go, DNDN. Not a rock star type play. I'm just going to roll through them. There you go. A lot of guys added above this 1439. Closed off the highs, but still in the game. I have some options. I think guys are going to stay with this trade. MCP triggered today. Look at this. Nice trade through this big downtrend. I spoke about this on the morning call with Alex Steele. Great trade. I would have liked it to close a little stronger, but who cares? This is the first day up. You want to take a look at volume. I'm going to start putting volume in here so you can see it. Nice volume today. So that should help with this move and continue it higher. This little same type of situation. Nice, big move off the low, volume, dried up here, went sideways, woke up. So I got involved a little bit there. So the rare earths are back in play. So the last few days, I've been talking about the steel names. Back in December, I said they could be good for the January effect. Let's watch these patterns. Yesterday, when AKS came out and they weren't great and the stock ignored it, it got our attention more for US steel. So first, look at it, AKS. Nice trade here. Look at this wide range bar, above this resistance on some volume after it reversed yesterday on earnings. And then look at X, which is really what we've been focusing on. Pow. Look at that volume. Look at that clean move. That is a great trade. It was percolating in here for a while, wearing some guys out. You know what? Today, you saw about 5%. This thing still has some room to the moving average. And if you look at where it came from, it's really nowhere. So again, this was a bottom feeder type trade, but it doesn't matter. We are market timers. We didn't sit in this thing. We didn't get stuck in it. We just went here when the market rotated here. STLD came out with numbers. I guess they were actually even a little bit, this stock's been acting better, and they said a few positive things. Some volume worked well. So there was a nice trade in that group, and this was a group that I particularly don't even target. So that's the beauty of the market, that if you know patterns and you know how to rotate, you can go in and out of sectors, and that's fine. A group that I'm more familiar with is the casinos. 3 days ago I started talking about how good the setup was. We had it off the charts yesterday. Sector spotlight with Alex. We talked about LVS, Win, MGM. Look at this move in LVS. LVS this morning showed a lot of relative strength. It was going up while the market was going down. Then when the market rallied, it extended. This is when we said you could be buying it. I got involved on this day, and now look, pow. You go to your weekly chart. Getting very interesting, guys. Look at this long channel, coming above. I don't think it just busts through it, but this could be a macro trade. We started talking about the macro trade here. This has been your active trade. Hold it based on your own time horizon, but all in all, moving very well. It would be good to see a bit more volume, but it is what it is. We take what we can get. Win also started to act a lot better. It's just starting to clear this little trigger point. This was your descending channel. You remember that? This was your volume capitulation day. Started buying it here. Nice sideways action. I still like this a lot. Tomorrow, above 121.17, it could be on its way to the 130 to 134 area. So Win, stay with it. It's not leading like an LVS, because if it was, it would be a lot higher. But again, these things change gears. But for a lower tier trade, broke the downtrend. I think this goes higher. Could see 128 to 134, pretty easily. As far as the banks took the day off because of the downgrade in Goldman Sachs. I think they took it in stride. This Bank of America actually is flagging pretty nice. I listened to the CEO talk today. He talked pretty positive. Closed near the highs, closed near this previous pivot right here. So who knows? Maybe with Bank of America, it could have another push, and you could see, $8 a little, sooner than I thought, or 8.35, and that would be very healthy for the market. As far as the OAHs, had that 2012 strategy with Kramer back in 2011 in December. Talked about how to tier in, tier out. Today, it broke above the recent highs. Great strategy, guys. Some are in tier 2. I think tier 2 is cool. I'm actually in just a tier 1, but I can't be in everything. And here you go with OAHs. That's OOO, wrong one. Here's your OAHs. Nice pattern here. Remember reverse head and shoulders? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This was the mini downtrend that it cleared. Closing the highs of the day or near it today. This looks like we're going to see 130 real soon. Slow, SLB started talking about this with Stephanie Link. Nice long channel. Coming out of this recent flag. Breaks above 77. It could go. Looks very similar to CAT when it did it. Remember CAT? Talked about this long channel. Took time to accumulate. This was one of the buy prices right here when it broke this little descending channel. And then it was an add above, this 96. And now look at this extending. 109.05. If you're a trader, you got paid. And you know what? If you're an investor, you're holding along, and this is one of your macro positions. Good for you. You deserve it. You go take more of a further back look. You're coming into some resistance. There's actually a gap right here that it's filling. So, selling some definitely would be prudent. You don't want to be a piggy considering look where we came from. Oh my goodness, that's a trade. That was our reversal low. If you look on our blog somewhere, I definitely have this listed as, a day to take notice, just like that market from October 4th right here. Okay, so that was unbelievable type of longs. And then you had those one-offs. Remember Shield 3 days ago? Did the red dog reversal. I covered the rest of it today. Look what Shield has done. Came into my little target area. Here is your red dog reversal. Pow, right? This is your short. If you trailed it, there you go. I covered right around here. A nice little trade from the short side. And then, you want to talk trades, that BVSN that almost knocked my teeth out yesterday, wound up making good money, took it overnight for the day and a half move. And look what happened on day 2. Even if you didn't catch yesterday, look at this. Here was the run up as the promoters went nuts with this thing. Here is your capitulation top with volume. So being short here early, it was a little painful, but it worked. And then shorting below yesterday's low, which was on our price sheet, which you have to look at every day, the price point sheet. You made another, what is this, 8 points in 2 days. That's 20 points doing it with a calculated plan. And right here, if you go to your, 13-minute, you'll see this was, this is the big break. Okay, this was the first time it tried where it squeezed a lot of people out. Then it wedged. Then it broke lower. Some people might have missed this. I actually missed a lot of this. But then once it only could rally back and not even take back, a third of it or more than a third of it, here was your reshort. And then you had a nice little ascending channel right here. So once this broke to the downside, you could have added. And then obviously again right here. So pow, you didn't have to find this top. You could have waited for the move up that was not very potent to reshort it. And then look, just unbelievable action, both long, short, every which way you turn. The boys were all over gold today. I wasn't there. I was actually doing a spin class, which people make fun of, but I did it, and I also had my positions being monitored. And gold ignited. Gold broke that downtrend that's been put in place since the August highs. Look at this move in GLD. Unbelievable. Go to the daily chart. I've been drawing this downtrend, and today it triggered above. Sperling had his plan in place. He said, once it gets above this pivot, I'm a buyer. I think he even got involved a little early. And there you go. Right there he got in, and you made good money. Big volume here. So that changed the trend. If you remember on this day, this gap down day, I was on Street Signs. I didn't say to buy gold, but I said cover your gold. Big move, right? Big move from here down to here. Reversed. That's your day to take notice and get out. Same type of day happened with silver. I remember we were short when it went underneath. You guys remember? This is how you don't get in trouble. When it broke this, actually was a good trade that day. When it broke this area, closing the lows, and then reversed. Here is your 80-20 red dog reversal to the upside where you could have covered or went long at this low with a stop at this low. And then look at this move if you trailed it all the way up. You're in this for a big percentage move. That's why these reversal days are huge for either cash flow or swing trade inflection points if that's your time frame. So whether you're a swing trader, a scalper, a momentum trader, a macro investor, lots of strategies working. All you got to do is pay attention. I know it's cool to be a pessimist. It's cool to be cautious. I listened to Rubini the whole friggin' time out in Davos about being cautious about what could happen. But meanwhile, the market's moving. All right, he's been saying the same shtick. I think he's got a tape recorder and he has a fake accent because the girls thinks it's cool, to try and keep people away from the market. You know what? Be a realist, but be opportunistic and approach the market, because there's been a lot of money, and as cautious as he wants to be cautiously optimistic if you're going to be trading the market. Don't have short on the brain. Don't listen to those who just, no matter what goes on, is just negative, negative, negative. We'll see a complexion change way before people start talking about it, because the charts are way ahead of the game with the price action and the volume. But all things said, great day, a lot of one-off trades. A lot of guys in the office had a good day. If that's you, congratulations. If you didn't, figure out why. You had Sperling on the radio all day talking everyone through trades. You had all the virtual trade floors in action, including his that had like multiple positions. I've been holding multiple positions to try and breed confidence so you could trade more than just a scalp. And right now it's all working. The last thing you don't want to do, though, is you don't want to get your highs too high or your lows too low. Stay even keel. Do what's been making you successful. And even if you're having a great month, don't lose your discipline and start giving it back. Continue to just do what you're doing and let the market come to you. It's been Scott Redler, T3 Live, the recap. Have a great night. I'll see you in the morning at the call with Jill from Options Profits.